Hello, this is Gary at Jack Raven Bushcraft. Thank you for watching our video. This week I am going to char punkwood. So if you're wondering what punkwood is, it's this kind of thing. So I found this this morning. In fact, I was wandering around and yeah, I found this. It is from an ash. So it's a tree that we lost unfortunately in the storm a few weeks ago, and yeah, it's fairly clear now why it went over in the wind. It was rotten. So punkwood is what's left over when we've had a dry rot go through a piece of wood. So it's this kind of material. So it's very, very spongy. You could squeeze it with your fingers there. So it does make a good tinder for fire lighting, just as it is. So you can light this with a ferrocerium rod. You can light it with a traditional flint and steel. What I found with punkwood to ignite it is to actually crumble it up. So take bits of it and yeah, just kind of crumble it into a powder and then drop the sparks onto it, and that does work pretty well, in fact. However, if you char your punkwood, then it becomes even more effective. And so charred punkwood, again, you can light with a ferrocerium rod, with a traditional flint and steel. You could also light it in a parabolic mirror or with a hand lens. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to get some of this charred up. So I've lit a fire here so that I can char up my punkwood. I have a tin with a single hole in the lid. And what I'm going to do with the punkwood is I'm going to break it up into kind of chunks, so that kind of size, so whatever that is, a couple inches square or less. And this is just going to, making it smaller, it's going to make it sort of cook, that's the right term. It's going to cook it right through. So I just get this in the tin. So I've got a decent layer of punkwood in here. Now pop the lid on. And then I'm going to pop this on the fire and leave it. So if you've made char cloth in the past, then you will be familiar with this process. So it is essentially the same process as we would use to make char cloth. What I've found, however, is that you do need to leave it on there just a little bit longer than you would for char cloth. So char cloth, typically 10 minutes. With this, probably looking at leaving it on there for closer to 20 minutes or so. So I shall leave this now to do its thing, and then come back to it. When you're charring material, whether it be char cloth or punkwood, it's not so much about timings as it is visual signs, cues. And so what I'm looking for is for a plume of smoke to come out the hole in the top of the tin, which is happening now. So that's a good sign. And then once the volume of smoke coming out of that hole declines, when it lessens, at that point I'm going to just pop a stick into the hole. That cuts off the oxygen supply in there and causes the material inside to carbonize. So yeah, all going well so far. We've got that nice plume of smoke coming out the top, so I'm just going to wait for that to reduce down and then plug the hole. In the end, I left this on for probably about half an hour. So the important thing here now is to let the tin cool down before you take the lid off. So this is cool, I'm handling it here. If you don't let it cool down and take the lid off, the material inside can ignite. So yeah, make sure it's nice and cool before you take the lid off. Let's just have a look there, and there's our charred punk wood. So we can get a closer look. There's the charred punk wood. As I say, this makes an absolutely first-rate tinder. You can light this with ferro rods, with traditional flint and steel, with a magnifying glass with a parabolic mirror. So yeah, really useful stuff. Hope you found that useful, something that you will be able to take on your bushcraft adventures with you. I will endeavour to get some more content out next week. Make sure you don't miss out by subscribing either to our blog or our YouTube channel. In the meantime, take care, stay safe.